and it's of Glacier, Toa of ice, well, and electricity. Now, people have asked me to put this up. I've got some requests because I took the original Glacier down. It was a huge epic fail, but this one's nice. It was the last of my Toa team, last member of my Toa team I developed. The leg armor is quite new. I developed that. See, I developed her a few months ago, and I developed the leg armor much later. Her sword, I'll do a separate review of because it turns into something. It morphs, and that's why she doesn't have like any other weapons. But she's the girlfriend of Cinder, my Toa of Fire, and you'll see more of that in my series. But yeah. Anyway, so just give you a little 360 here, and she does have the same armor as Cinder right here, and they're meant to look a bit alike, but they don't really. Just the armor plate is nice. And I want to point out the armor. This is it's very rare. I think it's only available on the yellow version of the Jet Tracks, although it could be available on the regular one. But I think it's only available on the yellow version. And if you're wondering, it's not in silver. It's actually in just solid gray, which is really nice. Much better than gunmetal. So anyway, I guess I'll go over here. So I'll start from the ground up. Now she's one of those fighters that oh, if you ever watched the Star Wars Clone Wars series, she's a lot like Ahsoka Tano, except she's not a trainee. But she's more of a skilled fighter than that, but whatever. She's a lot like her. Her personality is mostly the same. So anyway, this leg armor I developed much afterwards. I like to point out that she has a strat color scheme. So anyway, this leg armor, I forgot to point out heartstones in some of my mocks, but just to point it out in Hydronia here. Yeah, there's that. So just wanted to get that out of the way. So leg armor, it's actually a white it's a torso / waist leg connector, and then it has one of those Baraki spikes, they're more like daggers, whatever, on it. They look like combat knives, I don't know. And then legs like Hydronia and Cinder. I like that kind of use of the armor instead of the generic way. And then you'll find some features that were prominent on the original Glacier, like that. I really like this torso design. It's inspired by Toa Journey, but yet the design is completely different. And you can see how I put the big metallic bosoms in there. And yeah. Oh, by the way, I won't make a how-to on this box. It's like simple. And then there's her heartstone way in there. And yes, I gave her that color eyes. So yeah. And her arms are the exact same thing from the original Glacier. Once again, epic fail of a mock. Except I think in the original Glacier she had white hands. I don't know. They were white or they were like silver. But they're in the dark blue because of the Strack thing. And then of course her eyes are that color that I was explaining. She's the same color as her heartstone. And she has the Solak mask, which I think fits her very well. I've always, you know, I think it's Kytrix or Katrix, from Kylo Nova. I've always thought that mock was a female. I don't know why, but I think this is a very good female mask. Well, she has a bunch of gears everywhere. Well, if you didn't see this, it's Kina plate attached to just normal Anika body armor. And this is the Lido sword from Motoro Anika. And it suits her well, and once again it turns into Firefly, who I'll review separately. And it has a little spike on the end of it, so her blade is flippable like much of my other mocks, including Hydronia. So yeah, that's about it. Oh, one thing to add about how she's not a very prominent fighter with her weaponry. She can spawn up this dagger out of ice. Another thing she can do is actually she has some cool little powers where she can pull back her wrist. If you ever played the game BioShock, if you know the where he gets the atom, or when he gets the what do you call them? Can't even remember what they're called. You know, the powers in your arm, like not a flamethrower, but telekinesis and electro thing. Whatever. When you get those, you know the cryo one where it's like your hand gets all spiky and ice comes out and you can shoot it at enemies. Well, she does that same thing, but it's actually electricity. And she can also shoot EMP shots from Firefly or both of her hands clasped together. So anyway, that's about it. She has nice face articulation. That's about it for my mock Glacier. Check out some of my... Let's see. She doesn't want to stand up. And yeah, that's a really bad pose. Anyway, check out some of my other mock reviews anywhere. And I'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.